Daycare dog attack. New tonight on Our News Live at 7. Police investigate how the dog was able to bite a 1-year-old boy at a Grand Bahama facility. But first, the immigration minister says that recent UN report detailing arbitrary detention in the Bahamas was at least balanced on immigration. Plus, billions of dollars in new investments approved this year, and the minister says there could be more on the way. Then in our news at 7:30, residents in All Saints Way Shanty community anxious before the holidays as demolition continues. One resident saying it's the worst Christmas they'll ever have. Our News Live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to Our News Live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Candino Knowles. A dog attack at a Grand Bahama daycare yesterday is now under investigation. Police telling us a 1-year-old infant was injured in the attack. Officers say they have since identified the dog's owner, who is assisting the investigation. We've got more from the Assistant Commissioner in Grand Bahama in just a bit, but we begin with the Immigration Minister, who is sounding off on that eye-opening report compiled by the United Nations Working Group on arbitrary detention. Joshua Williams has the story.
Immigration Minister Alfred Sayers is the second cabinet minister to comment on the United Nations report. Just yesterday, National Security Minister Wayne Munro ripped into the report, citing several inaccuracies. While the report did point out some weaknesses in the system, it recognizes and commends new legislative and regulatory initiatives. One of the areas under the microscope, immigration, something Sayers is happy with.
What we saw was a recognition that I recently enacted by laying on the table of the House of Assembly and the Senate regulations.
The report also calling for interpreters at detention facilities, something Sayers says is already in place. The immigration minister says more attention will also be placed on asylum requests.
That is, persons who are in fear of their lives and land on our shores. Under the various UN convention, we have an obligation.
And while he's pleased with the overall immigration aspect of the report, Sayers had this to say.
The report with respect to immigration is balanced. It recognized the progress which has been made, the works which are underway to continue to improve. But certainly, speaking as a Bahamian and speaking as the responsible minister, we don't need anybody to tell us what our human rights obligation. That's a commitment that is manifest in the progress that they saw.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
A burglar who attacked a 78-year-old woman inside her home has been jailed for 11 years, less the 2 years and 2 months he has already spent on remand. 51-year-old Charles Lightbourne entered his victim's home through the bathroom window. That's when prosecutors say he attacked the woman and beat her about the body as she was about to retire to bed around 10:30 p.m. on May 6, 2021. Lightbourne was convicted of burglary and causing harm following a trial before Justice Renee McKay. Since the incident, the now 80-year-old victim is too afraid to sleep in the room where the assault took place. She told a probation officer that she would only feel safe if Lightbourne were jailed for life. He faces a maximum of 20 years imprisonment for burglary. After considering the facts of the case, though, Justice McKay imposed a sentence of 11 years for burglary and 6 years for causing harm. The sentence is set to be served at the same time. Lightbourne intends to appeal. And now to that dog attack, as Grand Bahama police are looking into the circumstances surrounding the incident yesterday involving a boy in the Ridge community. Police say around 2:50 p.m., officers were notified that a dog entered a daycare and bit the 1-year-old on his left foot and right leg. Assistant Commissioner of Police B.K. Barnaby Jr. explains.
The circumstances are different in terms of they went to a neighbor to inquire on his health. When he opened the door, one of the dogs rushed past him and bit the child on his leg. The mother of the father or the relative, she flew down this morning, so that is actively under investigation. In the past, we have seen the dog attack persons, whether they were walking or whatever. We have addressed that. We had the dog section, we went to the media. We did a media blitz. We found the owners. We spoken to them on licensing their dog. If they're walk the dog on a leash, and also to protect or secure your yard that the dogs cannot get out.
Now, the child, we're told, was transported to hospital and received medical attention. His injuries were minor and not life-threatening. Officers have identified the dog's owner, who is assisting with the investigation. We're told that the Animal Control Unit has removed all the dogs from the owner's residence. All right, we've got much more to get to tonight, but for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures, and meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. Greg, it's gotten cooler, but now we've got rain coming in. How long are we expecting to see these off and on showers?
For the entire week, what's left of the week, unfortunately. Yeah, we do have that frontal boundary that I mentioned last evening that's backing up towards the north. You'll see that in our satellite picture, but a lot of moisture coming out of the Gulf of Mexico and the southwestern Caribbean will be influencing our weather as well. 74 degrees outside right now, mostly cloudy skies, and it is breezy. Winds out of the northeast at 13 miles per hour, and they are gusting higher as well. But it's making it feel rather cool, 75 degrees on the outside. Temperatures around the islands right now, it's 72 in Freeport, 75 in Marsh Harbor, Abaco, Great Harbor Key, Nicholstown, Andros. Alistown, Bimini, you guys are 76, 77 in Governor's Harbor. Central Bahamas, 77 in Kemps Bay. We pick up 78 in Arthurstown, Cat Island, 80s in Georgetown and Deadman's Key. Look at Copen Towns in Salvador. You guys are 70 under some lots of clouds and possibly even some showers nearby, as well as in the Cat Island area. 81 in Duncantown, Ragged Island. Pick up 80s in Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, Delectable Bay, Matthewtown, Inagua. And they pay up 79s. Abrams Bay, Meguana, and Providenciales, Turks and Caicos. You guys are 79 at this hour. Satellite radar composite showing what we are under right now. A lot of moisture, as I mentioned, coming out of the Gulf of Mexico and the southwestern Caribbean. That frontal boundary still across just to the south of the capital, but it is backing up towards the north, and it will continue to keep a lot of showers in the forecast. We do anticipate this scene or this weather system to continue to affect us for the balance of the week. At the same time, we have a strong high pressure system to the north that's combining with that front. We're looking at gale force conditions and some very strong winds throughout the rest of the week. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on our news, more investments on the way for the country, totaling billions. This as the investment minister touts more airport redevelopment. And postponed. Burna Boy fans will have to wait a little longer to see the Ye and Last singer on stage. Organizers explain when Our News returns.
Have you heard that sound? It's the sound of us. Since our origins, we burst music. Our sounds mixed together. So let us hear your sound too. Your sound of passion, of joy, of friendship. The sound of your style and the beat of your night. It's time to play together the sound of Guinness, the sounds of greatness.
Doctors Hospital has reimagined primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. Your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new, modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnosis and true personalized treatment begin. With locations across New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Exuma, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshos.com.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
ready for a December full of festive fun and surprises with Our News Weekend. Introducing Holly's Holiday Hunt, where excitement, surprises, and prizes collide. Meet Holly, the lovable star of Our News Weekend giveaways. Here's how to join in on the merry madness and win a number of fantastic prizes from fantastic partners.
Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation Chester Cooper says billions of dollars have been approved for investment this year and there could be more on the way.
We have already approved more than $7 billion of new investments. We expect next week at the NEC to perhaps approve an additional billion, all things working smoothly. It is critical over the course of the next year that we get shovel in the ground on most of these investments.
And the minister also updating us on several airports that are in the spotlight for improvement moving forward.
We're making significant headway on aviation. We expect the construction at the Exuma Airport to resume shortly, and we are targeting and focused on getting Cat Island, Grand Bahama, North Eleuthera, Black Point Exuma, and Long Island going as priorities.
Well, social media buzzing this morning as news broke that this weekend's much anticipated Spilligate 23 event featuring Burna Boy as its headline artist would be postponed. Our Marlena Leonard, she's been following this for us.
Burna Boy fans will have to wait a bit longer before seeing him take the stage.
We are poised to get really bad weather that's coming in as of this evening, straight on through the weekend. Needless to say, we cannot set up for a concert with this type of weather. We are gravely disappointed.
Friday and Saturday are both forecast to be rainy. Winds could possibly get up to 35 miles per hour at times. While Hannah says they do not have a confirmed future date for the concert yet, they expect to within the next few days. And social media users had a lot to say this morning when we broke the story. Hannah tells us there is no indoor venue in the country with the capacity to hold the amount of people the event is expected to attract. And while some argued that concerts can go on in the rain, Signature Productions COO Michael Cartwright says,
one of the most critical parts of any production is the infrastructure centered around the production. And with the high winds, one of the things we don't want to do is put anybody at risk. So with that said, a big part of the decision for us to postpone is that we cannot safely set up the venue to have this production happen.
But Hannah remains optimistic that when the event does happen, it will be a success.
Burna Boy is set. There's a lot of rumors, he hasn't been. No, he is set to go. We have a legitimate contract. We are on his official list. It's happened before, not just in the Bahamas. It's happened where there's cancellations around the world if there's an open event. And he's honored it. We've already met and had meetings with his team, so he's good to go.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Marlena Leonard.
When Our News comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as a draft UN climate deal ditches a phase out of fossil fuel. Plus, Google launches Gemini in the global AI race. We'll tell you how it integrates with your messaging apps. And the regional music fraternity mourning the loss of Antigua and soca artist Ricardo Drew when Our News returns.
Get ready for a December full of festive fun and surprises with Our News Weekend. Introducing Holly's Holiday Hunt, where excitement, surprises, and prizes collide. Meet Holly, the lovable star of Our News Weekend giveaways. Here's how to join in on the merry madness and win a number of fantastic prizes from fantastic partners. On Thursdays and Fridays throughout December, tune into Our News at 7 and 7:30 p.m. It's your mission to hunt for Holly in one of the news stories. Simply join the Our News Bahamas Facebook live stream and be the first to tell us the name of the story where Holly appeared. Winners will be announced every Saturday and Sunday during Our News Weekend. So keep your eyes peeled. You could be one of our winners. Join Holly's Holiday Hunt and unwrap the joy exclusively on Our News Weekend. Happy holidays and happy hunting.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having Business in a Box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. The draft language of a potential climate deal at the United Nations COP28 summit in Dubai suggests a range of options to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, but omits the phase-out of fossil fuels many delegations are demanding, including the United States and European Union. Matthew Laratonda reports.
The draft language of a United Nations deal on climate change unfolding at a summit in Dubai does not include language to phase out the use of fossil fuels, language that is being demanded by 100 countries, including some top oil and gas producers such as the United States, as well as the European Union's delegation. The summit, known as COP28, has been running for 2 weeks, and the impasse has set up a difficult final round of negotiations. Sources familiar with the talks have told Reuters that the UAE, which is hosting the event, has come under pressure from Saudi Arabia, the de facto leader of OPEC, to drop any mention of ditching fossil fuels. It's left some delegates distraught. This was Canada's Climate Minister Stephen Guilbeault.
I understand, we're the fourth largest oil and gas producer. We get it. It's complicated. It's unnerving. It creates uncertainty in parts of our country. But it's not a reason not to do it and not to tackle this problem. And even if we bury our heads in the sand, it's still going to happen.
Some young activists used hot air to push the conference to act. These balloons spell the word Yalla outside the venue, meaning let's go in Arabic. A Saudi government spokesperson did not respond to a request for comment. Although the language doesn't include ending fossil fuels as is, it does include other options, such as reducing the use of fossil fuels to achieve carbon neutrality around the year 2050 and ramping up technologies that capture carbon emissions to keep it out of the atmosphere. Representatives from some Pacific Island countries, which are already suffering from rising sea levels, such as Samoa and the Marshall Islands, said the weaker language, if it's adopted.
Google took its next leap in artificial intelligence recently with the launch of Project Gemini. It's an AI model trained to behave in human-like ways that's likely to intensify the debate about the technology's potential promise and perils. According to Google, Gemini will be able to quickly summarize recordings made on smartphones and provide automatic replies on messaging services, starting with WhatsApp. Google says Gemini will also eventually be infused into its search engine. In the United States, recently charging a former ambassador to Bolivia with spying for Cuba for over 40 years in what the Justice Department describes as one of the highest-reaching and longest-lasting infiltrations of the United States government by a foreign agent. Freddie Joyner reports.
The former U.S. ambassador to Bolivia, Victor Manuel Rocha, was charged on Monday with spying for Cuba for more than 40 years, in what the U.S. Justice Department described as one of the highest-reaching and longest-lasting infiltrations of the U.S. government by a foreign agent.
As detailed in the complaint, Rocha repeatedly referred to the United States as, quote, the enemy.
U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland said the former diplomat used his many positions within the government over the years to support Cuba's clandestine intelligence gathering mission against the United States.
To betray that trust by falsely pledging loyalty to the United States while serving a foreign power is a crime that will be met with the full force of the Justice Department.
According to the DOJ, Rocha, who served as U.S. ambassador to Bolivia from 2000 to 2002 and held a number of high-profile diplomatic positions at the State Department, was charged with committing multiple federal crimes, including acting as an illegal foreign agent and using a fraudulently obtained passport. He sought out and obtained positions, according to Garland, that would provide him with access to non-public information and the ability to affect U.S. foreign policy. U.S. State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller said the government was still assessing the damage from Rocha's infiltration.
We will, in the coming days, weeks, months, work with our partners in the intelligence community to assess any long-term national security implications for this matter.
Rocha's wife and lawyer were filmed outside a Miami courthouse Monday, where the 73-year-old was set to appear before a federal judge after being arrested.
And soca sensation Ricardo Drew died early Tuesday in his hometown Antigua after local media reports say he was found unresponsive. The 38-year-old soca artist, who was engaged to fellow soca star Patrice Roberts, was reportedly taken to the Sir Lester Bird Medical Center in Antigua, where he was later pronounced dead. Local media says devastated family, fans and friends gathered outside the hospital this afternoon in tears over the father of five's passing. Heartfelt messages pouring in on social media, with one fan saying, quote, "I've always respected your drive and passion. My heart goes out to you, your children, and your fiancé," end quote. Still to come in our news today in history, find out interesting facts that made the day that was December 12th. Then in our news at 7:30, the Privy Council grants the leader of the Coalition of Independents leave to appeal in an ongoing case with investors. And Grand Bahama has a new sheriff in town. Tell you who when our news returns.
Get ready for a December full of festive fun and surprises with Our News Weekend. Introducing Holly's Holiday Hunt, where excitement, surprises, and prizes collide. Meet Holly, the lovable star of Our News Weekend giveaways. Here's how to join in on the merry madness and win a number of fantastic prizes from fantastic partners. On Thursdays and Fridays throughout December, tune into Our News at 7 and 7:30 p.m. It's your mission to hunt for Holly in one of the news stories. Simply join the Our News Bahamas Facebook live stream and to be the first to tell us the name of the story where Holly appeared. Winners will be announced every Saturday and Sunday during Our News Weekend. So keep your eyes peeled. You could be one of our winners. Join Holly's Holiday Hunt and unwrap the joy exclusively on Our News Weekend. Happy holidays and happy hunting.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
Welcome back to our news. It's time now to turn our spotlight on events that shaped the day that was December 12th. Take a look. On this day in Bahamian history, in 1718, 9 men accused and convicted of piracy were executed by hanging in Nassau. It was part of Governor Woodes Rogers' commission to rid the colony of pirates. The men had been captured by former pirate Benjamin Hornigold, who had accepted the king's pardon and in turn was hired by Rogers to assist in capturing pirates who did not and continued to live outside the law. Then in 1924, Bahamian choreographer and dancer Hubert Farrington was born. Farrington was a ballet dancer, choreographer, and founder of the Nassau Civic Ballet on Sears Road. He died on December 8, 2008, just 4 days before his 84th birthday after being injured in a hit-and-run accident near Wendy's on Mackey Street. Then on December 12, 1972, was the Bahamas Independence Conference at Marlborough House in London, England. A delegation of government and opposition members went to London to debate and finalize the proposed constitution and address questions about statehood and citizenship. Members of the governing Progressive Liberal Party were headed by Lyndon Pindling, while the opposition Free National Movement was led by Kendall Isaacs. The constitutional talks continued from December 12th to the 20th that year, as government indicated it was prepared to recommend the passage of legislation for the independence of the Bahamas on July 10, 1973. Also on this day in 1972, the National Insurance Program was created with the signing of the National Insurance Act 1972. Its primary mission was and is to provide income replacement for workers. Its benefits for contributors continues today with expanded offerings that now include unemployment. And on this day in 1997, Half Moon Cay opened on Little San Salvador. The island is owned by Holland America, operating a cruise ship port for its passengers. Then in world history on 1913, Leonardo da Vinci's painting Mona Lisa was recovered in Florence 2 years after it had been stolen from the Louvre in Paris. If you want to see that historical recap again and for all of today's top stories, you can visit ournews.bs. And remember, you can share your favorites right from the Our News Bahamas Facebook page. That's actually going to do it for us now on News at 7. But joining us now is Atalia Hall with the latest headlines. Atalia? It's so disappointing, right? I mean, but hey, weather, we can't control it, right?
First tonight on Our News Live at 7:30, hear why a Shantytown resident says this will be the worst Christmas ever. Our Joshua Williams has the full story. Also, the Coalition of Independence leader has been granted final leave to have the country's highest court determine whether he should repay an investor. The story straight ahead. Plus, a new chief at the helm of the Royal Bahamas Police Force Northern Division. The Commissioner of Police on the ground in Grand Bahama today for the official handing over ceremony. And later, up in arms, a number of local fishermen protesting in Grand Bahama this morning as they say they are being disenfranchised. We have the full story coming up when Our News Live at 7:30 returns.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Welcome to our news and thank you for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall. As the holidays approach, residents in the All Saints Way shantytown are anxiously awaiting the day tractors will finish demolishing that unregulated community. The Ministry of Works has already flattened a few structures in the community. Our Joshua Williams speaking to one of the anxious residents today.
Just over a week before Christmas, a shantytown resident is homeless. It was a few weeks ago that her home was one of several demolished by the Ministry of Works. Speaking through a translator, she told me she lost the majority of her possessions.
They break her house with all the stuff in her. And that, she said she break her house with all the stuff in the bed. Everything was in that. Only one fridge, she got to get out the house. The food, what she is done making, they break everything down. You understand? And she say her hair, that making her hair start to hurt because how it is. After they break the house, she been living on the streets.
The bright side, Marie had neighbors to take her in.
Someone she know give her a place to stay for a little while, for a short period of time. But she gotta have to go on her own as soon as possible. Do you understand? She say she ain't got no place right now. You understand? And they violate her rights.
She says she also reached out to the Haitian community, but nothing.
The Haitians ain't helping. You know what I mean? And she got kids on her own, all these things on her own. You know what I mean? She done try to reach out to them.
It's a situation she dreads as Christmas approaches.
You got a bad Christmas. When you ain't got nowhere to sleep, no Christmas. That's a bad Christmas. You know what I mean? Yeah. She having a hard Christmas. She said that's the hardest Christmas she ever had in her lifetime.
We also met two officers walking through the community. While the majority of the structures are still standing, demolition is coming soon.
So every morning we try to make checks of all the unregulated communities. We just want to check to make sure no new buildings are going up and people are adhering to the law. We have already gave notice in this unregulated community. We just want to make sure that persons are moving because we do have a due date to return to finish our demolition.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
Thanks, Josh. Well, aspiring politician Lincoln Bain has been granted final leave to have the Privy Council determine whether he should repay an investor $64,000. Rule sued Bain after she gave him $40,000 in 2010 to invest. The money was to be held in trust for 3 years at an interest rate of 10% per annum. She alleged that Bain never invested the money and failed to return it. Bain did not deny getting the money from Roll. However, he claimed that the money was to buy the kids' shoe department from Banny's Shoe Warehouse. Bain was unable to produce a sales agreement, which he said was destroyed when Banny's Shoe Warehouse burned down. The Court of Appeal ruled against Bain last year. He's hoping that the Privy Council ruled in his favor. Well, the Commissioner of Police and his team in Grand Bahama this morning to officially introduce a new Assistant Commissioner of Police, Shanty, who is now responsible for the Northern Region.
From Mr. Barnaby on, who is passing the baton on to Woman Assistant Commissioner Ms. Shanty Knowles.
The official handing over ceremony taking place at the Gerald Bartlett Police Headquarters in Freeport. Assistant Commissioner of Police B.K. Barnaby Jr. has dedicated over 40 years to the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernandez recalling the moment they came into the organization in the 1980s and when the decision was made for Barnaby to head the Grand Bahama Division.
He came to Grand Bahama and he showed his shape, and the team here on the ground worked along with him.
He says the new police chief for the Northern Bahamas, ACP Shanty Knowles, brings lots of experience to the table, adding that she's proven herself. He's also asking the Grand Bahama community to support her, as she's been tasked with reducing crime in the northern region. ACP Barnaby thanking Grand Bahamians for their support over the past 7 months.
I hand over to you not only Grand Bahama, but I hand over to you a cadre of great officers, from the constable here to the chief superintendents. They will give you the support.
And Knowles thanking Grand Bahama for the warm welcome.
I realize that I have some big shoes to fill, but I can guarantee you, Grand Bahama, that I am prepared for the task at hand. I look forward to the support of all of you. Please know that I have been watching the work that you have been doing here in Northern Bahamas. I'm going to say it again, sir. I have been watching the work that you have been doing here in Northern Bahamas, and I am pleased.
All right, great news in Grand Bahama. Well, rain showers in the capital on this Tuesday as temperatures continue to dip. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is in Weather Center live with a first look at weather. Greg.
Yeah,
that on and off rain all day. We call it spry here in the Bahamas.
It's going to turn more than spry in another couple of days. We do have that front that's backing up, so we're looking for increasing showers and thunderstorms across the area. But it is, as you mentioned, cool outside, 74 degrees and cloudy skies. Northeast winds at 13 miles per hour, and your feels-like temperature is at 75. Satellite radar composite showing the frontal boundary that's still across the south central Bahamas, it is backing up towards the north. Showers and isolated thunderstorms associated with that front will affect the northwest Bahamas. But you also have a lot of moisture coming out of the Gulf of Mexico and the southwestern Caribbean. That's going to continue to provide us with an unsettled weather pattern. And we are going to see some very strong winds over the next couple of days. So boaters and beachgoers, we are imploring, do not get into the waters. This is going to be a significant weather event over the next couple of days. That's your quick look around the island. Stick with us to look at your extended forecast still to come.
Still to come on our news, up in arms. Hear why local fishermen on Grand Bahama say they are being disenfranchised following the erection of a fence. Plus, we're waiting on cabinet. Those words coming from the National Insurance Board chairman following reports that NIB could be facing a major loss. And later, a Grand Bahama Junkanoo group receiving a major donation from Bahama's Hot Mix. That's all coming up when our news returns.
Have you heard that sound? It's the sound of us. Since our origins, we burst music. Our sounds mixed together. So let us hear your sound too. Your sound of passion, of joy, of friendship. The sound of your style and the beat of your night. It's time to play together the sound of Guinness, the sounds of greatness.
Doctors Hospital is reimagined primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. Your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new, modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnosis and true personalized treatment begin. With locations across New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Exuma, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshos.com.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Get ready for a December full of festive fun and surprises with Our News Weekend. Introducing Holly's Holiday Hunt, where excitement, surprises, and prizes collide. Meet Holly, the lovable star of Our News Weekend giveaways. Here's how to join in on the merry madness and win a number of fantastic prizes from fantastic partners. On Thursdays and Fridays throughout December, tune into Our News at 7 and 7:30 p.m. It's your mission to hunt for
A protest held this morning in Grand Bahama as a group of fishermen say they are being disenfranchised. The fishermen recently learned that their usual spot to fish in Caravel Beach was blocked off by a fence. The fishermen say it blocks access to a ramp they have collectively built and have been using for decades. They're calling on the Grand Bahama Port Authority and government to get involved.
They've been here for more than 40 years, some of them at least 12 years, okay? According to the law, we understand that if you occupy any property, you have stake in that, okay, after a period of time. So we're saying to the powers that be to reconsider the fact that these persons are being disenfranchised and bring some relief to them immediately.
But from this happened, none of those fishermen, they went out because of this one gate. None of them went out, and if you look around, you can see the amount of them. And to tell you the truth, their bills going up. We have restaurants, we have fish fry. They still want the fish, they want the conch and everything. And these men just sitting down, and from this gate was locked. Nobody have gone fishing this yet.
Member of Parliament for Central Grand Bahama, Iram Lewis, supporting the group, saying he's been in conversation with the GBPA and the lawyers who may represent the owners of the private property. He says there needs to be a solution.
They make a living and a livelihood from the sea. So for them to be abruptly cut off from their livelihood, from feeding their families, from providing for the restaurants, from people accessing this island from other islands like Andros, like Bimini, the U.S. Abaco, it is totally unfair. And I do believe that dialogue should have happened prior to the lifeline being cut off.
National Insurance Board Chairman Philip McKenzie providing an update after it was reported earlier this year that the National Insurance Board could be facing a major loss as the pension deficit continues to build. McKenzie says it's now in the hands of Cabinet.
The only update is that the Cabinet is dealing with that matter in terms of if there will be a contribution rate increase, and if so, when it will, and what that rate increase would be. So that's with Cabinet, and we'll just wait until Cabinet makes a decision.
And McKenzie says there's no need to panic.
The issue has always been about the long-term survivability of the fund and not allowing it to get to that point. But there's no issue with pensioners not being able to receive, have their benefits settled or their claims settled, a pension paid anytime now. There's no issue. There's no short-term issue here.
All right, well, in just a few weeks, Junkanoo groups will hit the streets to showcase Bahamian culture. Over in Grand Bahama, Bahama's Hot Mix making a major donation to Platinum Nights Junkanoo Group. The road contractor company donating some $15,000 to the group. Managing Director Abby Sadie.
As BHM, we're delighted to sponsor the Platinum Nights in this year's Junkanoo, and we're looking forward to a long-term partnership with you.
See a lot of people off the streets every week, yearly the customs,
being constructed, it takes a very long time. And anyone that knows Junkanoo knows me. They know we like to produce great quality. And with the help of Bahama Hot Mix now, you're going to see some bigger and better things to come.
And that was the leader of the Platinum Nights Junkanoo group, Thomas Curry Jr., who says they are preparing for the mega parade in Freeport.
We have 3 more weeks into the parade. You know, all of the groups are out there searching for a little finish money. And we're thankful to God that Bahamas Hot Mix has come on board to get us to the road. You know, so we look for a very long partnership with them, and they're not going to be disappointed. Grand Bahama, watch out.
Cool weather conditions in the capital on this Tuesday. Greg is back with your extended forecast right after this quick break. Stay with us.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Get ready for a December full of festive fun and surprises with Our News Weekend. Introducing Holly's Holiday Hunt, where excitement, surprises, and prizes collide. Meet Holly, the lovable star of Our News Weekend giveaways. Here's how to join in on the merry madness and win a number of fantastic prizes from fantastic partners. On Thursdays and Fridays throughout December, tune into Our News at 7 and 7:30 p.m. It's your mission to hunt for Holly in one of the news stories. Simply join the Our News Bahamas Facebook live stream and be the first to tell us the name of the story where Holly appeared. Winners will be announced every Saturday and Sunday during Our News Weekend. So keep your eyes peeled. You could be one of our winners. Join Holly's Holiday Hunt and unwrap the joy exclusively on Our News Weekend. Happy holidays and happy hunting.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
This is Our News. Welcome back. The UB volleyball takes to the court and Buddy Hield and the Pacers get back in the win column. Here's Tej Adderley with a check on sports. Tej?
Thanks, Natalia. Good evening. I'm Tej Adderley with Our Sports. UB volleyball played over the weekend against the Warhawks. The Mingos gave the Warhawks everything they could handle in the first period before the Warhawks pulled ahead to win 25-22. They would try to rally the second set, but their attempt was cut short as they also fell 25-22. They got it going in the third set, making a run at the Warhawks before falling by a score of, you guessed it, 25-22. That was a rough one for Coach Raymond Wilson and the Mingos. Staying on the hardwood, Buddy and the Pacers bounced back from Saturday's loss to the Lakers. Buddy and the gang are in after they throttled the Milwaukee Bucks 128-119 last night. Hield had 8 points on 3 of 11 shooting last night, but it was Tyrese Halliburton, who's establishing himself as a legitimate MVP candidate this season, who led the way for the Pacers, scoring 37 points and dishing out 15 assists. Buddy and the Pacers are going to play against LeBron and the Lakers in the final on Saturday at 8:30 p.m. Bahamas time. Now, Buddy and the gang will be back in action on Wednesday against Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks. That's all for sports today. Until tomorrow, I'm Tage Adderley.
Still ahead on our news tonight, hear how a local institution is giving back to several organizations in New Providence this Yuletide season, and off and on rain showers, as well as a dip in temperatures this week. Greg is back with more weather details right after this quick break. Stay with us.
I get it.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Get ready for a December full of festive fun and surprises with Our News Weekend. Introducing Holly's Holiday Hunt, where excitement, surprises, and prizes collide. Meet Holly, the lovable star of Our News Weekend giveaways. Here's how to join in on the merry madness and win a number of fantastic prizes from fantastic partners. On Thursdays and Fridays throughout December, tune into Our News at 7 and 7:30 p.m.
Welcome back to our news. If you're in the Western Esplanade and Bay Street area early Saturday morning, you may happen to see some running Santas. Well, there's no need to be alarmed. Those Santas will be participating in the Junkanoo Jingle to Bay 5K, a fun run walk scheduled for Saturday beginning at 6 a.m. from Aurora Key. One of the organizers, Marcel Major, tells us about registration as well as the route for the race.
We want to encourage group registrations for those persons in corporate, civic, churches, any organizations who want to register. The registration will continue until Friday. That's Friday coming, December 15th. They can register online at Bahamas at fourseasonsracemanagement.com. The route itself, it goes from Arawaki, that's right up on the Esplanade above Xavier's, right opposite Xavier's Lower School. It goes down east onto Bay Street, and it passes through Rawson Square, takes you up east the Rubis gas station, which is slightly past Commonwealth Bank. We return back through Bay Street, Rawson Square, and back to Arawaki. It's about a 3-mile route, 5K, just shy of a 5K.
And the event proceeds will go towards a dual purpose. Organizer Candice Weech Eldon explains.
My church, Legacy Church, will be getting part proceeds from this race to focus on our youth program. We have a dynamic youth program, and they need support from corporate Bahamas and from friends of Legacy. So that's number one for me. Number two, we've also partnered with the Bahamas Humane Society to bring awareness to the need for pet adoption. They're a partner of us. We're going to have pups that need adoption. It's a pet-friendly race, so you can come out and bring your pets. And of course, bring your kids, bring your families, like Marcel said, civic groups, churches. This is the holiday season, and no better way to bring it together than with Junkanoo.
All right, sounds great. Well, temperatures dipping even lower in the capital this week. Wondering what else we can expect? Greg is back in the Weather Center live with your extended forecast. Greg?
Unsettled weather, that's the name of the game for the rest of the week. And yeah, those guys are planning this run. They may have to think about that one a little bit because it's expected to be a wet week and into the weekend. We do have quite a bit of moisture coming out of the Gulf of Mexico and the southwestern Caribbean. That's riding along a stationary front across the central Bahamas. Most of that moisture will back up towards the north, so the northwest Bahamas looking at a very unsettled weather pattern over the next several days, actually for the entire week. Some of that could make its way still into the central Bahamas, but on top of that, we do expect very strong winds. There's a large high-pressure system to the north of that will combine with that frontal boundary that's going to continue to keep us at a very windy to breezy conditions over the next several days. Gale force conditions expected across the northwest Bahamas starting tomorrow and into Thursday and into Friday before things start to slacken up a little bit, but it's still going to remain rather breezy for the next several days. Future forecast showing the moisture associated with that frontal boundary backing up towards the north, and here in the capital we got some showers early and we're going to continue to see some showers later on tonight through tomorrow. A lot of that moisture will move into the northwest Bahamas through Wednesday, and then here comes a lot of that moisture out of the Gulf of Mexico. That's going to continue to keep us, as I mentioned, in a very unsettled weather pattern over the next several days. Beaching and boating, not advised. We're asking you boaters to remain out of, to stay in port, and you beachgoers to remain out of the waters. Northeast to east winds at 20 to 25 knots. They will be gusting to near gale force across the northwest Bahamas over the next couple of days. Rough 5 to 8 foot seas, but they will be building 10 feet in the offshore waters. High tide was at 7:08 tonight. Low tide taking place at 1:11 in the morning. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In your extended forecast, no change in the forecast there. Wet weather continuing through Friday and into Saturday. We do have a frontal boundary and a low pressure system that is expected to develop in the Gulf of Mexico. That's going to move through on Sunday, but things will be clearing up early next week. So make sure you prepare accordingly for this week. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
All right, thanks so much, Greg. Well, this morning, Genesis Academy saw students in their Early Act Club, the Interact Club, and the Hands for Hunger Club make donations to the Elizabeth Estates Children's Home, the Children Emergency Hostel, and Hands for Hunger Pantry. They also held a toy drive given to the Great Commission's ministry. The academic director tells us this drive to give back is one of the core values at the school.
It's a season of giving at Genesis, and it goes hand in hand with our foundational beliefs of Genesis. We're a school that believes that we should give back and that we should serve the Lord through our service, through our acts of kindness, through our acts of love. And so it was amazing to see our entire student body from kindergarten straight up to grade 12 get involved in providing these wonderful presentations to these 4 different charities that we were able to bring some light and love to this holiday season.
In the case of the Interact Club, the students raised $400 for the Bahamas Children's Emergency Hostel through a bake sale and a blue dress-up day, where students paid $3 to participate. Bahamas Children's Emergency Hospital business manager Charlene Gibson.
On behalf of the Bahamas Children's Emergency Hostel, our board of directors, all of the children at the Bahamas Children's Emergency Hostel, my staff and myself, we want to tell you thank you very much. This gesture is a heartfelt one. It is something that we are grateful for, and I can definitely tell you that we will be coming back to Genesis because we have some initiatives that we want to involve a lot of the schools in the Bahamas with, including the students and the faculty. So thank you very much, and we appreciate this gesture.
Good news. Great to see the little ones getting involved, and of course to see that story again, you can visit ournews.bs. And with that, we thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Natalia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening.